Okay, I think this is working now. Let me just. All right. Yay, we're reconnected. Okay. Okay, so hi to the one person sitting in here. I hope you can hear me. Um, Welcome to my basement. And for everybody else who tune in later to this and watch it, what's going on? So I'm Eddie. This is my T-track layout that's currently set up here. It's 18 modules, and basically what we're going to do tonight is we are going to clean the track because a lot of this has been sitting down in the basement. You kind of look up here, the wood, it's not finished. So dust does come through, and then we, oh, I think we had a mouse come through this because this was open and this was dumping a ton of like dust and stuff. There's a little crawl space that kind of goes out into underneath my kids' playroom, going out to our backyard. But there's just a bunch of stuff I need to clean up on the track, dirt wise. It's gotten into that's settled on the track, so we're going to do that. We're going to tape some of this stuff, some of the inner joiners off, so I can differentiate between what is the outside track and the inside track. And then once that's all complete, we're going to set up DCCEX. I'm going to walk you guys through how I'm going to do that, what you need, and hopefully by the end of this, we're going to be running some trains. So super stoked to show that it does work. Just real quick. So SD7 here is my DC guinea pig, and it is currently set up. So let's see if it wants to run. Maybe. Piece of shit. Come on. There it goes. Okay. So you can kind of see it's going to do its thing. Power is currently here, and that's super dirty. So it's going to go through this, and yeah, it just kind of dies out. So, um, yeah. So isopropyl alcohol, some wipes. We're going to do that. Sorry, not wipes. Paper towels, and let's go ahead and get started on this. So one thing before I do start taking this apart so we can start looking underneath and doing what we need to, not all of these are completely wired. Um, if you guys aren't familiar with T-Track standards, each module is supposed to be wired with two unit joiners, and it's supposed to be blue, white, white, blue, where blue is on the outside and white is on the inside. Outside track is considered the yellow track, and the inside track is considered the red track. I got some tape for that. But to kind of save time, and we'll see if it bites me in the ass or not. Um, Only the corners, or sorry, only the turns have the unit joiners that are sitting for the actual these two track here. So the end caps on both sides have them, and then the inside corner and the outside corner, and then all the turnouts here. So where there's going to be industry on both these couple here, and then the yard. Obviously, those track are also have unit joiners underneath them to avoid issues with switching and then something gets isolated. But we'll get into a little bit of that here in a hot minute. But let's see how we're going to do this. I hope you all, wherever you guys are, having a wonderful night. Happy Father's Day early to the dads. And it's kind of a friendly reminder to you to, if you haven't told your dad Happy Father's Day, go tell your dad Happy Father's Day. And also, thank you for joining me super late. Got to 15-month-old who isn't sleeping all that great. And for those of you who know, with littles, it is just constant chaos. And that's what we're here to do today, is deal with the chaos and find time to make stuff happen. All right, let's see if we can use this as do that. That's loose. All right. We're going to super glue that in a minute. Cool. So I'm going to basically take these, like, not totally apart, but it does get tight. Once we go to reassemble everything, that back corner will be the first one, and you'll see kind of how I'm going to do this. First and foremost, isopropyl alcohol, 70%. I prefer 90%, but I'm out. This will still work. If any of you all have like built computers or whatever, mess with electronics, like look, the track is essentially a big electrical, just it's train goes electricity, kind of that thing. Sorry, words suck, but just kind of like literally just brushing it down like this. Can you see this? Dope, yeah. Um, does a good job of kind of getting the intent of what you're trying to do, just to clean it. I'm not sure if it's overly corrosive or not, but at this point, I don't really care. I have a smaller layout upstairs that does well, but you can kind of see the dirt starting to come off of it. Paper towels are great until they start to get stuck in the joints, but that happens. It's all right though. Okay, so this is what we're talking about here, where under the table you're going to have, or under the modules, you have one outside, one inside. This right here is the outside, or the yellow, and then this is the inside. So what we're going to do, a couple months ago, December, I meant to do this, but we're going to do it now, there's your fancy yellow tape, and the even fancier red tape. We're going to make this work. There's a paint smell on that. Warning, possible exposure to chemicals. There's your California warning there. That's dope. Maybe I can get my medical records and get disability for it. That is rather pungent. Okay. Anyway. So, if you guys have seen, there are a couple crossovers, 2 double crossovers, and 1, 2, 3 single crossovers on this thing. And if you know Tree Track, or if you're listening to the front end, where it's usually blue white is what you want, or your powered and ground, power ground, versus what the T-Track standards are, which is power ground power, or blue white blue. I'm going to show you a nifty trick that I've done with some of the unit joiners, or at least some of the connectors, to get around that. And really the only reason I've maintained blue white blue is to, if I ever choose to be social, take this out, and it's not sitting in my basement, then it allows me to interface with other people's layouts, which it's important to me to be able to do some social things with some people if I get the opportunity. Hey, Paul. What's up, dude? Thanks for staying up late and hanging out and watching. All right. So, yeah, this is the outside. This is going to be a tedious just kind of watching for those of you kind of tuning in, but it's important, I think, to kind of show people how it's done. They do sell mini. These are mini Tamiya connectors. They do sell different colored ones. So I've seen people who will get red and yellow Tamiya connectors for this, which I think is cool. I just haven't found them yet, and I mean I haven't looked in a couple months for them, but this does the trick. Oh, dope. Okay, cool. I did outsmart myself. It's always great. So I thought this was a larger piece, and I ended up purchasing a double roll. So go me. And then we'll repeat there. We'll do the red one just like this. What's going on here? So we'll actually get to that. Let me find. Um, so Jeff, great comments there. So these are. Let's see one that I haven't manipulated. So hold on, bear with me, all. All right. This is Kato's 24833. It's three-way extension or three-way splitter. Um, I have taken one of basically this is going to connect everything to the control station. This is what I had originally. Had a DCC system. I gave it to Dennis Colucci for his. I know he was having some issues with his layout, but this is what I kept. That I'll call my quote unquote decoder ring for how this is going to work. So that'll plug in, and I'll show you how that looks like. So this is power and ground, or blue and white. That gives you one set of track, right? And now what you're going to worry about is when you look at the inside, that's white blue. So what I did was I just took another one, cut it, and then just Frankenstein's monstered, switch it around. So this is my red designated. In fact, I'm going to put some tape on this right now. This is my feed for all the inside track, and it functionally makes it a blue white for my own personal use. Um, I did on one of these because I felt like a rebel, and one of the modules actually is blue white. I've got to go back and make some corrections on that, but I'm not going to do that tonight. But at the very least, this thing right here, the way that it's set up, does allow for the crossovers. Have I, at least in theory, have I messed with the crossovers with any live power? No. Um, but yeah, should work. Exactly. Yeah, and it's just again like I got a conversation with somebody. And we are talking about it, and it was just like it's like T-Track. Ultimately, these things, right? Like great for home use, but the moment that you want to start doing stuff with friends or anything else, that's when it's like, yeah, no, you can't do that at that point. um, because your stuff's wired, I don't know, selfishly, wired for single player use, and then that's all you can do. All right, so now that these are set ish, a little bit better. Okay, put this here, pull those on top. Yeah, I have no idea either. I think. Hold on, come with me as we go up to my basement so I can go get a knife. Or sorry, my kitchen. I think the intent I've heard it a couple times was because T track was supposed to be diorama, right? Nobody when they created the standards, nobody really was thinking about operations, and that's just one of the unique isms of the modular standard. Yeah, and that's the thing, right? Like DC friendly inner main, um, but I think people were worried about shorting, or if you have DC on the inside and then someone flips a across and all it fries somebody's decoders. Frankly, I think it's short sighted, but what can you do? All right, go ahead and clean this one off. This is great here. Just a quick, just like that, super easy, comes undone. These are glued down with a mix of just bare caulk and super glue. The caulk to set it, and then the super glue to get the edges. Because if it's not super glued, these things do come up. This one doesn't have anything besides. This is a future project to actually get these turnouts wired to do whatever with it. But we're just going to go now to this one here, and this is the next one that we're going to set up. So, a reminder on this, you notice 3 tracks, only 1 unijoiner, and that's because only this turnout here is powered, and this is eventually going to be a scrapyard. I'm really excited about it. Got a, do I have it over here? One of Otter Valley's trash gondolas. This thing's going to be awesome. I am going to have a really fun time weathering it when I get to that point and messing with stuff. Didn't realize that trash trains were a thing until one of the Conrail locals here, CSAO. Oh God, I want to say, Jesus, was it last year? Yeah, just literally a trash train going through where we were, right out in Moorestown, because kind of going back up to the yard in Camden. It was just, I guess it makes sense, right? Like, we're transporting trash all over the world, recycling and stuff, but it's amazing the amount of things that like just from a logistics perspective, end up being line hauled from rail. And again, this is considered the inside loop, so that's why this is red. Right, the same thing here. Flip this over. Oh shit! No. All right. Um, honestly, I haven't been really that worried about I haven't paid attention to the noise. So this is a mix between Klondikes and CMR. Um, I well, I guess we'll find out here in a little bit what this sounds like, but it hasn't been when I have run operations before. It hasn't been something I don't really pay attention to, and so I guess it hasn't been that distracting for me. But obviously, that's a mileage may vary type situation. And yes, yeah, this is my first Otter Valley. Like, I'm super excited about it. Oh, they're doing covered hoppers. Okay, cool. Okay. So then on this one, there is nothing wired to this because the triple is where all my wiring is going to be kept. And the logic behind that is it's the larger of the two. I don't know. I think I just picked it. But this is going to be a coal mine based off of a mine that is now that has been torn down within the last 3 years up in Logan County, West Virginia, right outside of Chapmanville, I think. When I'd go home to see family, I was a military brat growing up, and the family we were closest to is the family that is my mom's family. Dad's family is from Louisville. Mom's family is from West by God, and a little bit of caulk that got on the track. I just have vivid memories of going down to Logan, and especially at night, like seeing this mine operation completely just lit up, and it looked like something off of like ET, except like just all the machinery and stuff. And look, coal has had its day, and I think it's folly on the state and the local communities. That's all they threw their money into. And I'll go ahead and say I can say that because that probably piss my cousins off, but it just sucks. It's just such a pretty area that has really succumbed. Okay, so this is the joiner for the inside again. Because of this inside, it's red. But the lore of this layout is the Guyandotte secondary. It's a fictional, essentially, it started as an industrial spur that exists to the south of Huntington, West Virginia, and west and south of Barbersville, West Virginia, and is based off of some of the Huntington sub and some of the industries around Huntington, West Virginia. It's supposed to follow the Guyandotte River, and basically the idea is that there is I forget the name of the lake, that if you are familiar with West Virginia at all, down Route 10 in that area, that there's a mine that was just a bituminous seam that was discovered late and into the modern era is still producing some coal, not a lot, but enough that CSX does have some operations that kind of run in and out, and the industries in the area are reflective of what is currently sitting in Huntington. All right. Cool, so we've done that. These are all up. Gotta watch out. Ooh, motherfucker. Sorry, I am. It's a basement. There's spiders. And these little cellar spiders, they look like they're false widows. There's so many damn false widows in this area. And encounter with the wildlife this evening. How are we going to do this? All right. Is that two of them? No. I think she's dead. Dope. All right, cool. Killed her. Yeah. Anyway, fun story. So, military brat, my dad settled in San Antonio, and on two occasions in our house, we had tarantulas. All right, that corner's still really tight, so we're going to come back over here. Um, in the house, two-story house upstairs, and like the first one, I was like 14. This was 2000, 2004, 2005. Um, and it's like my brother, me, and two of my friends were sitting, doing video games and God knows what on the internet. And like one of my friends is like, "Hey man, there's a big spider over here." And we look, and sure enough, it's a baby tarantula just kind of hanging out. So we, did the mature, 14-year-old thing and made a Lego fortress for it, spray painted it pink, and then released it to the wild. And then in 2009, we had just come home from, I think it was my great grandma's funeral. Ironically, we had just come back from West Virginia, and I'm going upstairs, and there is a full ass grown tarantula just hanging out right outside my bedroom on the ceiling. And so that was pure chaos. There's a video of that somewhere that I think has since been deleted, but it's just basically my brother and I just like freaking out, trying to, and my mom and her best friend cackling, recording us trying to figure out how to get this tarantula off our ceiling without one getting bit and two smashing it, because tarantulas are, they're size of your palm, and that's a mess, and I ain't cleaning that up. Somehow we got it down. So this inside corner is actually non-standard. What I found when I was building this track plan out, the original standard did not work. It wasn't connecting well in what's the name of the software? It's not AnyRail. Software. It's not AnyRail. It's the other one. Lack of sleep makes talking hard. But I'll post what I actually did with the track here, and works. What just fell off? Here we go. That sucks. That was both of those joiners. All right, no big deal, because I have a ton of them. Jesus, that was intense. All right, So, how the hell did that happen? Okay, welcome to the chaos, y'all. All right. So, in that little incident of violence, I lost both joiners on the edge here. I don't know how, but yeah. Please work. This should work, in theory. Don't do this to me. All right, that one worked. And we just need to clean out the guts of this one here, and we should be good to go. I bring everything down here that I needed. Always good to have an emergency kit close by. There's my table of stuff that's an absolute mess. That is going to, once this is all set up and we're able to run offs on, that's where my focus is going to be, is to totally clean up this space, make it clean, functional. It was, but you know, like, stuff happens. I don't want to blame the baby, but kid's a time sink, as he should be. All right, cool. What's up? That worked out really well. Cool. Clean this off. And so, well, before that happened, this is the outside. Here's the inside. Outside is yellow. Shit, where we go? Hold on. Yeah, okay. And I say that as much for myself just because I will lose it. That's to be real awkward when I fry egg. Fry a decoder, and I'm not mentally or emotionally ready to deal with wiring DCC electronics just yet. I'm sure it's fine. But anyway, this whole layout is an homage to what was home to me for, at least what resembled home to me growing up. All right, that's done. I'm going to remove the mess and start taking this stuff apart. Again, tedious process, but it is important so electronics don't get fried when it does come time to start executing. So I am going to use DCCEX on this. I really like DCCEX just because it's there's, if you like building computers, it's not, if you have any experience with that, it's not bad. I know I've talked to a couple people who are intimidated by it because there's a programming element to it, but once like go to their websites, it's really easy to follow along with, and the more videos that you can find, even how what I'm doing tonight to put out there to show people how it works, it's the less intimidating it becomes. Plus, it gives you the capability of being able to run your layout off your phone and program decoders off your phone, which I haven't messed with, but there is the ability. Well, I guess I have. I'm renaming the locos and on that program, but there you do have the ability to manipulate the CVs on there and do what you need to with that through Engine Driver. And Engine Driver is an app that is Android based, so I think Apple users are a little SOL on that, but that's why like $40 like burner phone off of Amazon, which is what I use for it because I do Apple for everything else. You know what I said? I wasn't going to wire this one or fix it. We're going to go ahead and mess with it, I think. Turn this off a little bit. Just because we're here, I might as well. "30 minutes later, yeah, electrical contacts. That was the word I was looking for. So for those of you who have joined, I'm just cleaning this off with isopropyl alcohol, just 70%. I prefer 90 because it dries a little quicker. But let's see. Do I want to do this tonight? Do I have what I need for this? If I'm going to do this. Where is my super suit? All right, my heat gun is buried somewhere in my mess, so we're not going to touch that tonight. But this is what I was talking about earlier. These are supposed to be blue, white, blue. This is supposed to be blue, white, white, blue. But for whatever reason, for the 5 minutes when I was putting this together, I was like, you know what? No, we're going to do this blue, white, blue, white. So these are incorrect. What I need to go do is kind of okay, dope. What I need to do is at some point this week, yeah, probably tomorrow, is rewire this. Just basically cut these, flip them, so it's functionally blue, white, blue, blue, white, white, blue, so that I'm not shorting anything. But we're gonna ignore this. This is clean. We're just gonna move on to the next one. I am, however, no, because I will forget, and I'm debating whether or not I'm going to put tape on it, but I'll just put tape once it's done. Because my luck, I will absolutely connect this to the layout. And right now I'm just trying to make some space so I can oh, throttle card works. Okay. Yeah. Did not know that. So that's awesome to know. So I can just throw it on my iPhone because I love the little track phones and stuff, but they have their place. All right. I am going to be right back, y'all, because I need to go get the baby monitor. It's getting a little later than I anticipated. So bear with me. I'm stealing this. All right. So as it starts running long, we're starting to run into my window to take care of this. Look at that butt. So if he wakes up, that's going to put a pause on this, probably for the evening. It's because it takes him about 45 minutes to get back to sleep. But tried to mitigate as much as possible, made sure that he was super fed. He's not teething anymore, or at least for now, teething is paused. But he's a sweet puppy. All right. Back to this. Yeah, this is like weeks. I've done more work on this in the last 2 weeks than I have in maybe 3 months. And it's just my job has been super crazy now that I have a little bit more time because I'm switching out of the current position I'm in to do another one. It's kind of nice. I was one deep for about a month. I was working like 12-hour days. We had like a 40-minute commute one way, coming home to basically take over for the baby. And he was teething really bad at the same time. And God, I think I just lost the entire uh, month of March and April. Just don't really remember it. That's one thing with kids they don't tell you is like the short-term memory loss that comes with the lack of sleep is jarring but fascinating. Um, all right, we're gonna move this over. I could probably start. I'm not going to start moving on the back modules just because I need to move. I need to basically open it up when I get to that end cap. But this is going to be a industrial toll, or it's going to be just a logistics depot. The triple that I'll put back here with the double yard. That is going to be essentially like a Valvoline oil or whatever. So after the refinery comes here, it gets put into the bottles, and the bottles go off or to wherever else. So this will be 30,000 gallon tankers and box cars. I think I'm trying to figure out what makes sense to see if I can throw some coil cars, but I'm not. I don't think I'm going to do any manufacturing of like oil filters here. So I think that's kind of maybe we'll see. Um, Industrial toll. So this is pellets. So this is a very covered hopper centric and box cars, and then logistics is box cars. Um, a la like a Amazon. Okay. But I'm excited about it. Paul, if you're still listening, like I need to have you down here. I'm definitely gonna have Billy, Dennis, and Dave Kiviat come and check this out and run through its paces. This is very much, obviously, with this being a secondary local operations, right? It's a small yard. But what I am playing with the idea of is getting another table. I do have another table, but building out this site here to allow for, quote unquote staging, to have mainline trains come drop off stuff for delivery and pick up for stuff that's leaving the area. Uh, but I think that's kind of a bit of a stretch goal on that. But we'll see. But I'm really, really excited to finally get like some operations running on this and to actually have a full functional yard. I'm gonna be so tired in the morning, but it's gonna be so worth it just to like have this stuff done. All right. Classa. Again, just moving stuff out of the way real quick. It'll come back just as I begin to prep to get to the back here. Here's most of the DCC stuff and a bunch of more of these triples or triple extension cords, whatever God who calls them. I'm not sure if any of y'all are following college baseball or not, but I was super stoked that UTSA had got to the Super Regional. I'm a UTSA alum, University of Texas San Antonio. Bummed out that UCLA kind of took them to the house, but it is exciting the shit that we even got there, that we beat UT more than anything. I think I'm fine with it. It's a successful season. No one expected us to be there, and we beat the mothership. For those of you familiar with Texas and the shenanigans associated with that. All right. Now that we have some space, my German Shepherd swaps upstairs. Dirty as hell. Okay. So, this is the inside. Red tape makes me think of the band Cake and the song Short Skirt, Long Jacket. Something she uses a machete to cut through red tape. Don't do it, kid. Stay asleep. Sleep is good. You need it. You know you need it. Yeah. Shit. All right. This will be the last thing to go back on once we connect this all back up. hang out there for me and my friend. All right. Now for the big ones, two triples. I've not split this since I glued it down. That's a lie. I'm always nervous about what is going to pop up when I do this. Let's see. Does it work? Will it blend? That's really tight. It's just gonna... Well, look at that. Money. Oh, thank God. Y'all, that stresses me out so bad. Just because it's so many tracks. And CMR, I'm gonna, although they're not bad, I really do like, I'm a Klondike stan. Sean's got a really good product. Yeah, although CMR does have the ability to do larger modules and some non-standard stuff. Um, Sean sends his stuff with like legs, and I gotta buy legs for this, or purchase them more from CMR for additional cost. And I don't know. I think that's kind of lame, but you gotta do what you gotta do. But these do not have legs. Most of these don't have legs on them. These CMR ones don't. I'm in the process of trying to find something that fits the feet underneath. I'm sure I could probably look it up because it's probably a standard. Um, so because it's in between these two tables here, there's a little bit of functionally a hump yard. I don't think this is the one. Yeah, this is the one with everything underneath it. We'll just clean this real quick. I'm just so excited to be able to run yard ops. It's not going to be anything prototypical, but just the ability to sit and do it and have some fun, run through, you know, stuff gets dropped off, now it gets classified. And to me, that is going to be hours of fun, man. Okay, we're still good. Don't need to re-glue. Go underneath here. And again, 4 unit joiners underneath here. And these are all red because, again, everything that is additional track is considered inside. So my cousins just saw Cake in Omaha. Back to music for a minute, and it was just kind of like I was talking like one of them. I was like, "Holy shit! I didn't realize they're still like touring. I know they're an older group, but like that's like one of my bucket list bands. Like I would love to go see. Like I just such a in my formative years. Like man, there's such cool music, and everybody knows. God, what is it? The Distance. He's going the distance. But it's like them and System of a Down, and then you sit and you realize it's like I had an opportunity, like didn't really have an opportunity, but I wanted to when I was like 13 or 14 to go see System of a Down when they were touring with Mars Volta. which is my System of a Down was my favorite band growing up, and the Mars Volta was my brother's. My dad said absolutely not. So then System of a Down went on hiatus. And then Mars Volta broke up for a little bit, and my brother and I in 2022 went and saw the Mars Volta in Manhattan. And fuck, excuse me, man, that was a really, apologies for the language. That was a really good concert, but just kind of sad seeing the guys, and they're all fat now. And just like, what happened? It's like, oh wait, it's been 20 years. All the emo kids are, dads with day jobs. So it's like, I want to go see Sisters of a Down. I think they're going to be in Dallas at some point in the near future. I saw my brother and just like, yeah, this is going to be dad rock. Stretch beforehand, get my knee brace, buy a knee brace, circle pit, just see people like dying and, breaking hips and stuff because everybody's in their 30s and 40s watching this. Trying to capture that spark when they were like 17, 14 years old, throwing elbows and being menaces. Promise I'm not old. I just feel it because I am old. Okay. Again, I want to thank everybody who's on here still. The three of you, I know it keeps going like 3 or 4 that have been the same ones kind of watching. Yeah, and I appreciate it. I hope this conversation is entertaining you, or at least giving you some sort of joy on this Friday night. We're having the crazy weather that we've been having here in the Northeast because it's constantly raining. Although we tried out a little bit. Excuse me, guys. All right. So this is a drop module. Jeff, if you're still on, so 1-inch foam here. This is actually the only one that I have with the wires on it. Just because this is essentially a showcase module, I built it as such. This will be a traveling one. So there's all sorts of gross stuff on the track. Just I'm sitting down in the basement. Can you finish this in January, February? This is my first attempt with, there's that other unit joiner. Static grass. Where do these leaves come from? Not like the actual, yeah, whatever. I don't ask questions. Actual like leaves, not the woodland scenic foliage that's on this. But I'm really proud of how this one turned out. This one looks so pretty. I think I keep going back and forth whether or not I want to keep it on this layout or not. The layout is going to be in the fall. Call it fall 2024. October 2024. But outside of that, like that's as much as I'm keeping to the prototype. Outside of just having a date and a time on the layout. All right, and the last one that has any yellow on it, this bad girl right here. That's actually a replacement, just because I want to get away from the puffball trees. I've promised that to Sean Dyke for a little bit. It's going back to him if I can find the box that it fits in. Find a box to fit it in. Um, here's this. No spiders underneath. Excellent. Cash Money Monsters there. All right. This corner's actually been running relatively well. But yeah, you can see underneath here. I gotta go clean that. And the dark spots are, in fact, mouse droppings. I think my cat killed the mouse because we saw it. I saw her chasing it. She never produced a corpse, though, so who knows? I think we have some bait down here from another mouse. The joys of, having a 100-year-old house. Um, but pain in the ass. Didn't even know we had it until I saw her chasing it, which I guess is a good thing. It's like 11:30 at night. I'm downstairs doing something. I hear her like chasing after. I hear just a commotion in our kitchen, and she's got a mouse and she's playing with it. She let it go, got under our fridge, and she sat in front of the fridge the entire night. And I looked at her, I was like, "You have one job," and either she did it or something did. Something did it. It's gonna really suck if I no. All right, cool. That's right. One of these I just completely ADHD'd. Didn't pay attention. Where is this stupid? Oh, there it is. I should probably do the lake and do this too, but I'm not going to. We'll worry about that later. All right. Put this back in the corner. Like this. Bam. All right, now we're going to start reconnecting everything. Yeah, whatever. I'll just do it now. I'll have it available to me. This is inside, outside. Okay. Okay. Right is outside, left is inside. We'll double check that one more time before we make any decisions or actions that are irreversible. I mean, it's tape, nothing's irreversible. Let's take a look underneath. Yep, validated. This is the outside. God, I really should have done left outside, right inside, but from perspective, I guess this is still left outside, right inside. But just for the sake of, oh, it was left outside. Okay. Future Eddie will be appreciative of this. So, all right, let's start again doing this. Always important to set the corner. Why? Okay. Go ahead and connect. For that click, got the click. Now we start reconnecting the rest of this. These are actually really easy to connect back, relatively. God, that is such a satisfying sound. Okay. Go there. No, we are gonna do this first, just so I can push stuff back into where it needs to go. Just since this is the hardest to get to. Good. I will have to find a better power solution than just this at some point, but yeah, it works for now. I'm so proud of this. Let's see, famous last words until this thing decides to strip one of the tracks. Oh, that didn't sound good. But we're on. That's all that matters. Everything's still glued down. Yeah, that's like some crazy super glue that I used. All right. Come back here. Get a reminder on this that caps do go last. So we are done on this back corner. Oh, also, probably what I actually do start running off is having people come over when there's actually scenery on this. I think I'm going to pop this out. Gosh, I mean, because it's just foldable tables, right? You can just set up and just use this space as, clean up, move things out of the way. Use this as kind of the other side. We'll get to that. All right. Now for these. I'm not going to connect them just yet, just because I need to do this first, because this will set it. Oh, don't you do it. What is stuck? There we go. Nothing like, yeeting all your modules onto the ground because a wire got snagged. So one of the things I am trying to do is I am trying to keep a good center channel here, and I'll show you why. It's all about access to these. What the heck? All right. So this is relatively just kind of straightforward. approach here to this. Oh, it's like, why is there such a gap? Jesus, I gotta get it together. All right. This backing cap's connected. Do this corner and bring this this part around here. Oh. Connected there. It's really dang tight. Okay. Okay. Cool. Let's see how this goes. The only incomplete piece of this is, again, this is not wired because I have to go redo the wiring on this. Double here, or triple rather, because I did the blue, white instead of blue, white, blue. Other than that, get back over here for this. And really, we're about to test the one thing that I have not done, which is figuring out. Oh boy, what are you doing? Go home, you're drunk. Come on. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yep. 5 there. Only we're going to push some stuff back, pull this forward. And then finally, bring these forward like this. And reconnect. Bam. All right. The wires have been brought up. And so now we're going to see how we're going to do these extension cords. So the bottom line is right in this corner is basically where I'm going to put my power, is where my power supply is going to live until I find a better spot for it. But because this is so rough, this is where this gets to hang out. Okay, so I need a splitter. These are my splitters. I'm going to take this over here. Power supply goes here. Controllers here. We're just going to clean up a little bit as we go. As I laugh at myself because this is a total disaster down here. But you know, we do what we can. It's going to go there. Knife. Oh. You guys haven't heard me complain. Well, let me complain to you about why chassis, for whatever reason, it feels like B&O gets like overrepresented in modeling. I think that's silly. I prefer C&O for no other reason than, I mean, Southern Virginia is primarily C&O. Okay, so Jeff, if you're still here, this is how this is wired in. We will just do an ops test with the DC system first. But that is that blue, white, and why that's so important with why I have now put everything either red or yellow. No, that's not good. All right, I gotta go let my Shih Tzu outside because if I don't, she's going to pee in my kitchen. So stand by, y'all. All right, guys, go potty. Maggie, go potty. You go pop. We'll give them 5 minutes to figure their life out. While we do that, because I think you guys can still hear me, I haven't heard anything switch out. Okay, so I went to Yankee Dabbler today. And basically bought them out on these extension cords here. This is 24825, about 3 feet long. I got a ton of these. We're going to see how many I actually need or not. I think it's probably going to be more important going this way, but you can never be too sure. I don't know. If I have spares, then I guess I have spares. Okay. So I am actually going to mark these extenders, not these extenders, rather these splitters, either red. I don't know if they don't have anything on them that they're yellow, but no, we'll put yellow on it. Right, so this will come this way here. We'll see if I actually need it. Also, if any of you all read, I've very deep into the Red Rising series right now, and Pierce Brown is a phenomenal writer, and feels like his writing at the moment, in particular with Gold Society, just seems like it has a lot of parallels to what we're currently dealing with in the real world. That's all I have to say about that. But great sci-fi opera. Starts out, the first book is very much it's like the Hunger Games meets Star Wars. If you like the Hunger Games, there we go. But then afterwards it just takes off, and it is some of the best writing that I've seen. The characters are amazing. Just fall in love with them. I've cried in that book because of a character dying, and I've never done that over a book. Told my wife, she's kind of like just laughed at me. She's like, "Yeah, welcome to that," and it's like, "Yeah, it's rude." She's like, "Yep, that's literature." All right. So let me see if I can. I think at this point, just take this down here. So you guys can kind of get a better view of what exactly I'm doing. And it's just connecting. This one I just to remember that this is yellow, or it's going to be yellow. Come on. Yeah, I'll do a yellow splitter off of that. Boom. Boom here. This is so exciting. It's actually coming together. This is cool. Okay. I'm not really worried about the dogs. German Shepherd loves it, frankly. The Shih Tzu hates it. She's a creature of comfort. I love her for it. Okay, so here's one of these extenders right here. Let's go into this. I'm going to mark this yellow, and then I'm going to show you what I'm going to do here, just because I have two more yellows, and then it has to go all the way back, all the way to the end to get this. This is so exciting. But once I'm done with this, once I get this place like cleaned up down here, like, so people have asked me like, hey, why are you doing, very heavy, modular setup? You have the basement. Why don't you just, do a permanent layout? And the answer is, in my line of work, I move, and then time is very finite and is projecting to get even more finite. And I'll tell some of you all about that in the coming weeks, and it'll make sense. Whoever's still hanging out, thank you. I appreciate you watching this. I don't know if you've been here from the beginning or if I'm just talking to the ether and it's just me logged in there, but it is appreciated. But this makes building this layout, making it functional into bite-sized chunks, I think on the podcast I said that I wanted to get 2 of these done by the end of the summer. Realistically, it's going to be 1, but it would be nice. It definitely would. Okay, where's this? This is the yellow. I'd rather have too much capability than no capability with this. All right, there's that. Okay, connect this here. All right, now we're gonna get another splitter because now I'm out. I had another one. It's starting to get confusing. All right. Again, tedious. A lot of model railroading is tedious. Let's be honest. The amount of just time it gets sunk into, ballasting or building trees. But that's parts of the process, right? In theory, maybe. All right, got this. Have an extra that I don't know what I'm gonna do with, but fine, whatever. This back. All right, cool. So this back part is wired. So now we're just gonna start moving this stuff this way. Here is the yellow. The yellow one here is connected, and then where is my red? And the red. It'll have to travel this way. Cool. So before we do that, let me go let the animals in. To the dismay of the German Shepherd, but to the joy of the sweet little Shih Tzu. Okay, thank you. All right, it's midnight. I think this is going to be a part 2. We're going to finish this, but I think the DCC part of this is going to, is going to end up being either tomorrow night or Sunday nights kind of thing. It's just getting late and I'm running off. Like, I love this baby so much, but he is a time bomb, and eventually he's going to wake up. He doesn't. I wanted to wake up like in the morning, but he has a wake up that's right around between now and 1:30. So we're gonna see how much we can get through this. That's right. Okay. Things out of the way. Cross them. I'm sitting here doing this. It's like, man, I really hope I bought enough to be awkward. But I know they have a ton. They just got a bunch of the Yankee Dabbler is what I'm talking about. A lot are on. They're primarily online, but in their store, they do have a nice little wall that's literally nothing but Kato. All the track stuff you could ever want, and we appreciate that. This is gonna be red. Where's my red? All right. Real quick before I do move this over and start doing this. This is where this comes into play. I'm just gonna go shove all of this underneath here. It's not a fire hazard. Don't worry about it. And this is where all of this is going to live. Again, is it prototypical to have wires running around? Absolutely not, but you're here for function, not form. This is that. This is red here. Okay. Right. I hope. Oh boy. Oh boy. Yeah. Okay, cool. Actually really like the red masking tape versus this stuff. This is a little easier to work with. It's not the cleanest, but again, it works. And that's all I can ask for right now. Hey Dennis, how's it going? Nice, dude. I love that. Your orchard modules. I really like your trees. You should definitely do a live stream on how you did those at some point. It's been going good. I think I'm going to finish here shortly just because it's getting late. But at the very least, what we've done so far is we've cleaned the track. We've gotten inside and outside marked. And now I'm just going through and connecting everything. We're going to do a DC dry run. And once that's completed, I'll probably go to bed. But the Guinea Pig SD7 is ready and waiting. Might pull the Conrail G15 down just to see if we can get double. Well, no, because maybe. We'll see. We'll see what the limitations of DCR on this tonight. without power packs. But where was I? Okay. Yeah, so I went and maybe you saw the picture, but Yankee Dabbler this afternoon just totally raided their store. They have all the extenders. So here's all of these extenders. A couple more there. But I'm figuring out how important it is to have this stuff marked, though. Oh, so fun one for you, Dennis. Um, Tomorrow, um, me and Mary and Henry are meeting up with Billy Brown and his wife and their little daughter, and we're going up to the Strasburg Railroad to go do the Thomas the Tank Engine train. So that's going to be super cool. I don't think Henry's going to remember. Maybe, hopefully I'll have a good time, but that's going to be awesome for us, and I can't wait. Hopefully he has a good time. I'm sure he will. I was like telling my mom on the phone 2 days ago that like had they had that stuff when I was, 4, 5, 6 years old, full scale like Thomas, running engine, that would have like just completely blown my mind. And just nifty that as, you know, people are, Gen X, Gen Y who kind of grew up with that, and people are restoring stuff to have those trains, unless I've just been under a rock and that train's been there for like 20 years. But regardless, it's just super cool that like that's something that's there for the kids. Oh yeah. Oh nice. Have fun with that. Hot dog picnic sounds amazing. All right. So definitely have to remember to keep one here for this. I think this is what this is going to be. Let's see. I'll go ahead and keep this here because I do have the two here that need it. I'll just readjust fire. Two there. I'm going to need at least two splitters for this. Oh wow, that's kind of cool. So like New York Central? Or I guess you ex Bedford. Gotcha. I was reading somewhere that there's there's a debate to be had that we're living in the middle of a steam renaissance with the God, which one the CNO one? I should know which one it is. It's currently sitting up at Steamtown. It's getting rebuilt. Um, I just need that like the amount of like capital that's going towards a lot of these programs. Nice. Yeah, I definitely will. Speaking of sixes, I've been watching footage of 611 runs since you know that we just had 611 day. God, that is such a, I think that's like a bucket list locomotive to catch. It's such a cool looking machine. All right. As tedious as this has been, this has not been bad. I'm actually enjoying this, but I think it's also me talking with you guys. It's helping the time go by a little quicker. Two there that I need once I get that wired. We have two that I can put here. All right, another splitter. I'm actually going to. Oh, maybe this will work. Oh, forgot one. So this is going to reach now. One more extender here. And I think we're good on the inside loops. Inside loops. Their economy, like sound value stuff is really good. Like again, like you've seen that little Jeep that I run around with. I'm pleasantly surprised with it, and I will stand on it that Bachman is definitely not the brand that people make it out to be. Everybody's got to be a hater, I guess. Okay, cool. So inside loop is wired. So now all we have to do is run this extender to this final yellow on the far corner, or the far cap here, and we're in business. It's just a shame though, like that. Yes, no, that's definitely been the it isn't the brand. Like, how long has it not been the brand of cheap model trains or whatever? But like you see it on Reddit or wherever else, and it's like you see, as soon as you say Bachman, it's like Bachman. And it's like no, like y'all. It's like it just sucks that they kind of get taken by the group think. I get this to reach. I do need to get wherever you get your music from, just so next time I do this, I got a little bit of something hanging out in the background. I absolutely will. Bam! Look at that. All right, we're wired. Watch this thing stutter the entire way through, though. Let's see what gremlins are in the machine. Okay, one of them. Oh, just in time. Is he going to go back to bed? Come on, you can do it. All right, I think I'm good for another like 5 minutes. Maybe. As long as he doesn't start screaming, and that's the famous last words, we're good. Yep. Don't do it, kid. Reset. Come on, reset. Oh, it does not like what I have done. When I say this thing is agitated, this thing is agitated. That means it's a short somewhere. Huh. That's gonna be fun to deal with. All right. Well, everybody, my time has, I think, come to an end. Ooh, that's making fun noises. Well, yeah. I wired everything. Like, I don't think you would get double. I don't know. Project for another day. No, I don't think anything's wired backwards. Um, I don't know if it would get the feedback because nothing has been. Um, like I just started flipping with the crossovers, but yeah, very much a project for another day. Thank you. I appreciate it. Take care, Dennis. All right, everybody. I'm gonna go be a dad, but I hope you guys have a great weekend. And when we do the round two of this, probably Sunday night, Monday, we'll see. After this is troubleshooting, we figure out what exactly is going on. Um, I do think I do have a lot of stuff flowing to this, and we'll see what's going on. But I appreciate you guys for hanging out with me, and I hope you all have a wonderful night. So take care, and see you next time.